Hi guys, it's Mr. Bennett here. Today I'm just going to go through a couple of examples with trigonometry and just talk about the algebra you need to be able to be successful with that. So algebra generally is doing opposites. You do the same thing to both sides or doing the opposites, okay? So when we're doing multiplication and division, what you do is you do the opposite operation, okay? And I'll show you what the top means, the bottom means in a second. Alright, so coming over here, if I'm rearranging, basically, if I'm dividing, then I'll have to times to bring it up to the top. If I'm at the top, I bring it down to the bottom. So here's an example with this one over here. If I've got A, B equals C, D, let's say I want to solve for each of these things. So if I wanted to solve for A, I'll bring the B up to the top line. So because I'm dividing by B, I have to times by B to get rid of it. If I want to solve for D, I bring D to the top line, bring A to the bottom line, and bring B up to the top line over there. If I want to solve for C, I just get rid of the D by bringing it up to the top line by times out, because I'm dividing by D. And if I want to solve for B, I have to bring B to the top line, bring C to the bottom line, and then bring D up to the top line. Okay, so here's some examples. So this example here, 2 times by x and equals 8. I have to solve for x. Because I'm timesing by 2, I have to divide by 2. Alright, so therefore x is equal to 4. If I've got this scenario over here, 4x over 3 equals 8. Because I'm timesing by 4 and dividing by 3, I have to do the opposite operation. I have to times by 3 and divide by 4. Alright, so times by 3, divide by 4, and that solves x. So algebra is simply the opposite operation that you're doing there. So some problem solving strategies we're going to use for our trigonometry is we're going to draw a labeled diagram. We're going to identify the trig ratio, SOH CAH TOA. Okay, and then we're going to substitute that in and then we're going to solve it using our algebra. I'm going to make sure that our answer makes sense, okay? And the scenario should be, biggest angle should have the biggest side. We'll talk about that. So here's an example over here. All right, so what we do is we have to identify our sides based on our angle. So x is our opposite side, opposite the angle, and that 5 is our hypotenuse. So therefore that tells me I'm using sine opposite over hypotenuse. So now we're going to substitute into the formula sine of 32 equals opposite, which is x over 5. Now we want to get rid of the 5 so we can get x by itself. So what we're going to do is bring 5 up to the top line because we have to times by it because it's been divided by. Okay, and then we just work that out in our calculator and you can check that out for yourself to make sure you know what's going on. So x equals 2.65 over here. So what we've got here is our angle. So again, we have to identify our sides. We've got to draw a diagram here. So this is opposite. Okay, again, x is our hypotenuse. So we're going to be using sine again. So put our formula in here, sine of 64 equals opposite, which is 12 over x. Now our unknown is on the bottom, which we want to solve. So what I'm going to do is bring that to the top line by timesing it, and I'm going to bring that in the bottom line by dividing it. And really it's just a swap. I'm going to swap those two things over. Alright, so you can do them in one step. And so therefore x is equal to 12 divided by sine 64. And that's going to give me 13.35. Unknown angle. Okay, we have to solve for angles as well when we're doing trigonometry. Again, identify our sides opposite, hypotenuse. Okay, so x is in there, opposite is 10, hypotenuse is 15. So therefore, to work out x, we have to do inverse sine of 10 divided by 15. And that gives you an angle. No, I don't think that's right, but I think I might not have changed the PowerPoint there. Alright, find the unknown value of y. Again, what we've got here is, that is my adjacent side, the y value. And then I've got my hypotenuse over here. Alright, so I'm going to put it straight into the formula for cosine. Cosine 42 equals y over 15. because I'm dividing by 15, I have to times by 15. And so therefore y is equal to 15 cosine 42. Answer 11.15. Find the value of d here. So this here for this angle is my adjacent side. That's my opposite side. Adjacent opposite means I'm using tan. Alright. And so tan of 47 is equal to my opposite, which is 9 over d. Okay, remember I have to solve for d. So d goes top line. Then I'll be times by that. So I'll have to divide by tan 47. Okay, I'm going to swap those two over. 9 divided by tan 47 is equal to, I'll go back, 8.39. Find the unknown angle. I might skip through that one. Again, we're identifying our sides, adjacent, hypotenuse, and we have to do inverse cosine to find that. Alright, what's our known value? Okay, we've got m over here. We've got angle, that's our opposite side. M is our adjacent side. So we'll be using tan. Right, tan of 53 is equal to 20 over m. Again, it's on the bottom line, so I'm going to swap those two things over. And so therefore m is equal to 20 tan 53. Gives us 15.07. Over here we've got our opposite side. We've got our hypotenuse. We're going to be using sine. Again, our unknown's on the bottom, so therefore what we're going to do is we're going to bring the 15 to the top line, times it by that, and that's going to give us our hypotenuse. And so therefore our hypotenuse equals 15 sine 31, so h equals 7.71. Right, so there's two types of formulas, rearrangements you need. One's when you got the unknown at the bottom, and one's when you got the unknown at the top. And if you keep that in mind, they're pretty simple to do both of those.